up, y'all? Welcome back to another video today. And as you can see here, we have the Iron Man wave, and this is part 2 of the review. Here we have Whiplash, the Model 20, and She-Hulk. So let's go ahead and take them out the boxes and get into it. All right, and here we have all 3 of them out of the box, and we're gonna look at She-Hulk first. Let's take a look. This looks pretty good, as you can tell. The knees and the elbows are slightly a different color green, but it's not too bad of a look. It still looks good to me. Mine looks good. Got a little paint blotch right there. Put her down. And man, this armor right here, bro. This is probably about to be my favorite Iron Man armor. Easily. It's cold. Okay, it came right off. I don't see no flaws or anything on this one. Then let's look at Whiplash, bro. I told y'all, I can't think if it was the last video, a few videos ago. I love new character representation, bro. Always glad to have more Iron Man villains. So, we're gonna go ahead and start off the review as I knock everything down. We're gonna go ahead and start off the review with She-Hulk. So let's get these out the way. Move their accessories to the side. So, with She-Hulk, we're going to take a look at her accessories first. She comes with 2 fisted hands and a bent-up gun. And I like this. I don't think we've ever seen this before with Marvel Legends. An accessory like this. We already took a brief look at her, so let's go ahead and get into this articulation. So, first off, with the head, she can look down that far. Not really too much. She can't look up at all. She could turn that far, and of course with the hair, it's gonna restrict some movement. But the hair looks good, man, so I can't really complain about that. Looks really good. Nice wash on it, green and black wash. A little bit of head tilt. You can kind of get it to go to the side a little bit. But the hair right here, it goes right into the chest, so can't get really too much out of it. And now we'll start with the arms. They go up this far. And they can go back this far. As you see, they run into the hair again. But if you were to move the hair a little bit, let me see. No, they can't really go back farther than that, actually. And we have a swivel right here. You can rotate all the way around. Of course, you have your pinless double jointed elbows. Get a really good bend there. And you have your standard wrist articulation. They can go all the way around. Hinge up, hinge down. And to the diaphragm section, she can bend down that far. Let me move the arm so y'all can see. She can go up that far or go back that far. Not really too far, but of course, you can get it to go all the way around right here. No waist swivel, as you can see in the design. Then you go down to the legs. You have a swivel up here, your double jointed pinless knees, and she can kick forward this far. Can't really kick backwards because it bumps into that, but if you want it out to the side, it can kick backwards some. Okay, a swivel down here. I thought it wasn't one because of how the design looked, kind of matched that, and it's not really. It looks like it's a cut right here, but you can't move that. But you can move it right here. Can swivel all the way around. And her foot can go up that far. It can go back that far. You know, side to side. Great ankle tilt. And let's go ahead and see if we can put this accessory in her hands. Okay, we have it in that hand, and I'm just gonna put it right here for right now. And you can get her in a good pose. bending up this gun. Y'all know me, man. I can never get no poses in, no good pose or anything on the video. Let me see if I can do it real quick. And you can have her bending up the gun just like that. And of course, you can swap off the hands and put her fisted hands up there. And for scale, you already seen how she stands compared to the new Iron Man. She's pretty much taller than him. I'm gonna get my Hulk out and see how she scales with him. Give me 1 second. This is how she scaled with the Hulk figure. Bend his knees. This is how they look together. Of course, a completely different color green, very vibrant. Put this back, y'all. Now we're gonna go ahead and get into that Iron Man Model 20. So let's put this to the side. Get our Iron Man out. And his accessories. So we're gonna take a look at these accessories first. First thing we have here is, we have a fisted hand. He has a set of fisted hands. As you see, one is already up there. This is one right here. Nice detail up there. Of course, it has a hinge. Then you have a repulsor blasting hand. And of course, he has a pair of those. So you have one already on the figure as well. And you have 4 of these, so you can get them blasting and flying at the same time. And of course, peg into his boots and right here. So let's go ahead and get into this articulation. And man, first off, this armor is fire, bro. It's one of the best armors they've given us, man. It's just visually the best. I've seen some people touch it up with some paint. They add like some panel lining, some black here, black there, and it makes it look even better. I'm probably gonna do that too. I'm not the best with painting, but I don't know, man. This figure's already a 10 out of 10 in my opinion, so it doesn't really need it to me. But just a suggestion. And let's go ahead and get into that articulation. So we're gonna start with the head. He can look up that far, so you can get him in a great flying pose. His head can look all the way around, of course. He can look down this far. No head tiltage. And you feel like it want to a little bit, but no, like maybe just a tad. But no, not really no head tiltage. And let's go ahead and get to the arms and the shoulder pads. You can move them up and down like this. And I believe they are pegged in at the back here. Maybe they pegged in on both sides. I don't want to take that off or do anything like that. With yours, you can do that, but I don't want to. And he has butterfly joints, as y'all can see. So his arms can go in and go out like that. Let's start off with going up. And that's as far as you can go up with the shoulder pads. These are not as flexible, so I wouldn't push it up too much. I wouldn't want to mess these up or scratch any paint or anything like that. And they can go back. Yeah, they are pegged in at the top and bottom. And you can go back this far. Then you have a swivel at the top of the arms. Move the shoulder pad out of the way. You can move these around. Then you have your pinless double jointed elbows. And you get a good bend, but of course the armor is going to start to hit right there. But there is a cutout right there for it. So you get more of a bend. Then you come right here with his fisted hands. They can move in just far, just ever so slightly. It can't move out any because the armor, this part right here, starts to hit. And of course they can go all the way around. With the repulsor blasting arm, you can't really, you can get it to go in like the fist arm, but you can't get it to go back once again because that armor. So if you want to have him in a pose where he's like blasting, it's going to have to kind of be like this with his arm up because his hand can't really go back. Let's take a look at these too. These are also flexible on the back. You cannot move them, but they are flexible. Now let's go ahead and get down here to this diaphragm. Of course, can he actually? No. I don't know. I don't want to do it too much. It seems like it could do a 360, like it could go all the way around, but it can't. But you get this much bend forward. Move that arm out the way so y'all can see. You can get, not really, well, actually you can get a good bend backwards. I thought these were going to hit right here into the armor, but they don't. And you can get a little bit of a bend backwards. It can go side to side like that. And you have a waist swivel. These right here do not move. They're keyed in, or actually glued in, so these won't be able to move. And then with your legs, you can get them to kick forward that far. You can get them to kick back none, unless you go to the side a little bit. There's a swivel at the top of the leg right here. Go all the way around. Then you have your double jointed knees. Let me see. Yeah, you can get that much of a bend. Then your foot can go back. Well, it really can't go back any because it hits the armor right there. So it can go back just a little bit and go forward just a little bit. I think really it's like kind of like a wobble action. That's the best you can get. You can get a little bit, a tiny bit of an ankle tilt, but not too much because once again, this part right here and this can't move either. So you're not going to get too much of a tilt, but you can get them to turn. But that's the nature of Iron Man armors. You're not going to get super articulation out of it because he is a man in the suit. So it's a realistic approach. And let's go ahead and put some of these blast effects in. Take this arm off. Oh, hold on. Actually, did not know that you can slide these off. Let me see if I can take the other one off. If the hand will come off. There we go. Yeah, there you go. You can take both of these off. So that way, let me see if this runs into the armor. It doesn't look as good because, of course, it's too skinny right there. But trying to see if you can get a little bit more range with these hands. And no, not really. Still runs into the hand right there. So I guess you can get more of a bend in. I don't really know why you would take those off. I'm going to put them back up there. But that's something you could do. So I'm going to put that back. Put this back. And let's put some of those blast effects in there. Dang. Put these right into the foot. The cutouts for the pegs in the foot are very small. Like, they're kind of like a really tight fit. I like that in a way, but also I don't. Makes it kind of harder to get in there, as you can see. They are that way for the hands, too. And, of course, you can get them in a flying pose. Look at it. As soon as I try to get the hand to go where I want to, it's going to fall. But y'all see the vision. You can get him in a little flying pose. He's taking off. Or you could get him fighting Whiplash, which we about to go ahead and hop into next. Him blasting him. And man, bro, we're going to have to take a second to look at this armor again, bro, because this is by far my favorite armor. This Model 20. I do like the Model 9 too. It bring back memories, so much memories for me. But this is the best looking Iron Man armor I think we have. I will compare it to the Extremis armor. If I can find it, here it is right here. My Extremis armor. These two might be my favorite Iron Man armors that I have right now. And the Model 9, of course. They're my top three. But yeah, man, this is really nice. For some reason, I can't get mine to stay right here at this joint. I can't get it to stay centered. It's like a little crooked. but I'll worry about that later. Let's take this to the side and go ahead and get into Whiplash. Here we have Whiplash. He was on the animated series cartoon, but I didn't really watch that cartoon too much. My first introduction to him was Iron Man 2, of course, like many people. And of course, it was not this design, but I still like this design. I think I guess you can call this it's like a lilac purple or something like that. The lilac, the purple, and pink, it goes together good. I like how it looks a lot. So let's go ahead and look at these accessories. Here we have a hair sculpt right here. Nice wash up there. Then we have, of course, his whiplash. Of course, his whip. And, I mean, it's kind of bendable, but it's not like bendy wire, so you can't really, like, do too much with it. And then you have 2 holding hands. So, we're going to go ahead and check out this articulation. I really do like how this looks, by the way. It's very different. So, you can look up. Not too far because it runs into the collar back here. You can look down this far. Of course, you can do full 360. His head is going to go up, though, because of that collar. You can get a tiny bit of a head tilt just in there. And let's see how that is affected when you put in the ponytail. All right, put that in there. And, of course, that can move all the way around. So you can get it like it's blowing in the wind or whatnot. Make sure that's still in there snug. And with that, have the same form of, or the same range of movement, because this can move, but this is like, you know, one of those harder plastic capes, so this is going to kind of affect how you can pose it a little bit, and we'll show that with the arms. So does he have butterfly joints? No, he does not. That was like an illusion right there. You see how this cutout is right here? It kind of looks like the start of a butterfly joint. So I thought he did have butterfly joints, but he does not. So we can get the arm to move back. I can't even get my arm to move back none. Joints are very stiff on my copy. Let me see. Yeah, I can't even get the arms to really move back at all. I don't want to force it. But I'm sure his arms can go back a little bit farther than that. Maybe they can't, but on my copy, this is as far as I can move it. And that's all I'm going to do for today. But I really thought he had a butterfly joint. He doesn't. They can go up this far. They are hindered by the cape. But you have a swivel right here. You have your pinless double jointed elbows. They bend that far. And that's where that glove starts to hit into the arm a little bit. Glove does not move. You have your standard wrist articulation all the way around. It can go in, it can go out. Then you have your ab crunch. You can crunch forward that far. You move these arms. You can move forward that far. You can crunch back this far. Then he has a waist swivel, so swivel all the way around. You have a swivel up here at the leg. They can kick that far forward. Can't really kick backwards unless you take them to the side a little. You have your pinless double jointed knees. And then, can these move? Yes, the boots can move. They can rotate all the way around. And then you can kick forward that far, kick backwards that far, excuse me. And then you have great toe. I'm tripping, y'all. Great ankle tiltage. They can go in and all the way out. And I want to see. Yeah, okay, the cape pegs into the back. I want to see if you could take the cape off. Let's pop the head off. Don't know if it's glued in or anything. No, it doesn't look like it. It just fits in nice under that collar. All right, and this right here pegs into the cape like that. And the cape is nice. I just don't like those harder plastic capes. They kind of weigh the figure down, especially on your shelf. They'll fall down and knock everything else down. So let's see if we can get these arms to move. Still cannot get these arms to move back any. Okay, that was a problem. Where this comes in at, see that rigid part right there? It was hitting that right there. That's why I couldn't move it back any. So, let me move it in a little bit. There we go, and the arms can go back that far. Of course, they can go all the way around. You can do all the things you need to do without the cape up there. And of course, you can move this and take this off whenever you want. And let's see how he looks without the cape. I still think it looks pretty good. I might display mine without the cape. I think it still looks great. Now let's go ahead and get his accessories up there. All right, so first, I'm gonna take off this hand, put in this grabbing hand, take his whip here, fit that in there. And it doesn't, wait, let me make sure first. Move this leg. Yeah, it's pretty light, so it doesn't seem to weigh him down any. And you can get him in a whole bunch of poses, like he's finna hit Iron Man, I don't know, whatever y'all want to do. But this is nice. I do like the color of it. It's like a yellow or gold, but you can clearly tell that this is gold and this is yellow. Like, you can distinguish it. And I like how that looks. I wish it was bendy wire, but, you know, we can't have everything as collectors. I think it is pretty nice. I'm going to go ahead and throw this cape back up there. And we're going to take out all the figures for my final thoughts. If I can get it back up there. All right, first we're going to take that off. Put this under the collar like that. All right, cool, we good to go. And of course, the cape does peg into the back, but you know, these capes, you don't have to peg it into the back. It can sit over just fine without pegging in. Actually, I want to see if it'll peg in all the way, because Count Nefarious would not. There we go. Yeah, you can get his. It can't go. It don't go in all the way either, but it's fine. It still sits up there great. And let's get the other two out. All right, so today we reviewed 3 great figures, man. I think that She-Hulk's clearly the best She-Hulk we've gotten, bro. Butterfly joints would have been nice. And, bro, I don't know. Some company has to come up with a way to make hair, like, I don't know, posable or light or something like that. Or use some type of fabric so you can get more range of movement with those type of head sculpts with hair like that. But I think this right here is a 10 out of 10. Well, I say 9 out of 10 because I wish you could bend this more. But if this how the design was, they stayed accurate to it. And I don't have a problem with it. But I give this a 9.5 out of 10. I think this is great. It could have benefited from some butterfly joints too, but all these figures are great. This is a 10. That's a 9.5. Well, I give these both 9.5s. And I give Whiplash, I guess I give him an 8. It's just a standard buck with, you know, new gloves and new boots. But it's a great figure, man. I love it. So, I thank you guys for watching this review, man. Tune in for more. I got some Transformers reviews on the way. Yeah, y'all, I'm gone.